If you think every blockbuster is just about entertainment, think again. Dark deeds surround the highest campaign donors. Remember the Podesta brothers' evil artwork? Red shoe parties? Frazzle drip allegations against Hillary for wearing human skin? There's a darker script playing behind the scenes. The rigged primaries against Bernie Sanders, COVID fraud, a flu used to censor free speech, and the alarm about fake news after the Smith-Mundt Act and attack on independent press. Here's what they don't want you to notice. Elite groups of billionaire predators shutting down Gawker and Snowden leaks in retaliation for reporting on slimy billionaires in tech who want to doom humanity under plans that sound right out of Book of Revelation. For years, Harvey Weinstein operated with impunity, called out during Me Too by Salma Hayek, Rose McGowan, Annabella Sciorra, Asia Argento, Ashley Judd, Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, even Courtney Love. Part of a Hollywood elite protected by a Zionist parasite class that shields its own. Me Too was silenced when its scope threatened a silent empire of dirty money, arms trafficking, underage models, and Zionist lobbying. Harvey lost it all when he allowed Morale to be made in 2010, a film about the daily police state oppression that Palestinian women live under threat of snipers, giving birth in checkpoints, being groped and chased, drugged and photographed by IDF interrogators and settler youth, taught they can do no wrong to lesser beings with no rights. Me Too wasn't ended to help the world, it wasn't a change of heart, it was damage control. They needed to crucify less important figureheads to keep scrutiny away from pro-Israel overlords of media. Black faces were the new focus, like what was done to attempt to frame Martin Luther King, Tupac and Mike Tyson for rape. FBI moles cooked up accusations against black entertainers, while Cosby, R. Kelly, Diddy were the perfect strawmen to shield focus away from Zionists exposed by Nick Bryant and Whitney Webb. Tarantino and Alan Dershowitz were central to the apex of abuse. A calculated move by a secret ruling class who knew their power was slipping. Installing IDF censors in Google, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Reddit, Quora, and X was not enough. A key to politics is looking at the opposite of what is claimed. Example, the Patriot Act, Project for a New American Century, Heritage Foundation all work to shore up the control by London bankers and Tel Aviv gangsters. Abuse isn't just an open secret in Hollywood, politics, and Wall Street. It's infected Congress, the Senate, both parties, and most glaringly evangelist Christian right who smooth over the massacre of Christians in Syria, Israel, and erasure of the oldest and most sacred sites. Foolish right-wingers consuming Fox News are applauding the murders of 80% of Palestine's last Christians. Molestation in elite parties is a membership perk of Skull and Bones, World Economic Forum, World Bank, Bohemian Grove, Bilderberg, G7 Summit and AIPAC, funded holidays by politicans and influencers who run around naked with Israeli spies, who promote underage girls to drink with celebrities, pushing for relationships with open spies, foreign assets put in control of English-language social media. Alexis Wilkins, Erica Mindel, Anat Ashkenazi, Marissa Street, Lyndon Shirian sex, wealth and major contacts dangled over the heads of rising YouTube stars, hopeful models, singers, and songwriters. The heads of corporations selected from a small group of Zionist Nepo babies, keeping diversity everywhere but those in charge. Outside the nexus of racial glass ceiling, a network of abuse to keep those outside the tribe compliant. Want proof of a stacked game? Can you wade into the waters of being accused of anti-Semitism long enough to look at the names of heads of all major corporations and media? The list of donors to your favorite politician, or the devilish associations of our government to war profiteers selling ISIS and Al-Qaeda oil smuggled from Israel to Europe? Look at the shill reviews slamming the movies Miral and Farha, or the way Palestinian stories quietly vanish from streaming platforms. Monstrous demons like Bari Weiss call for murder of writers, filmmakers, and poets, while Zionists overtly work for silencing talent not aligned with un-American interests, as quoted by Cynthia McKinney. Meanwhile, pro-Israel narratives like Homeland, Fauda, and even Iron Man show that the racist war profiteer values of the Talmudists can shape Arab villains everywhere. Even Back to the Future had Lebanese freedom fighters kill Dr. Brown. No mention of the Sabra and Shatila massacres that created the orphans who founded Hezbollah and Hamas. Hollywood, BBC, and other bastions of propaganda paint war profiteers as quirky heroes, not ritualistic abusers. We have unlimited heart-wrenching films on the Holocaust, but not one on the Nakba. We know more about He Lives of Lower East Side Jewish comedians than our own communities because of the domination of London banking and Eastern European money to buy up our media to sow division. We have the actual predators in media and tech pushing for things William Blum, Bill Cooper, David Icke and Project Censored were talking about decades ago. A global police state of destabilization, crushing surveillance and ending human rights protections, while assets acting as editors shelter these real-life links between planners of World War III, when those in power control the story, like Peter Thiel's alleged ties to Bryan Singer's infamous grooming parties, Adelson and Les Wexner selling American girls in the Mideast, journalist Arnon Khashoggi being cut apart with an electric knife while on live with Saudis. We have to ask who gets silenced, and who gets to be a hero, who gets to be carved up and sold for human meat. We see now in Syria the Western oil mafia governments have openly been behind Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and it makes us think. How much of what we believe is the opposite of the truth in a world of mind control, military controlling what we read and journalists being murdered with their families?